show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the 411 podcast. My name is Anas Jones. Like and subscribe to YouTube channel 411 podcast.
My name is Ryan Jones, IG at rk.dj.
And I'm Duran, Instagram, RICH.203.
And it's your boy Timmy Baby, Instagram at Timmy Baby.
So today we're going to be talking about mental health and the support that you might not and don't have while going through mental health. How are you mentally? You could rate yourself 1 through 10.
Okay.
Like mentally. Like
right,
1
right now,
1 to
yeah.
10. Yeah, right now.
right now, mentally, I'm like at a 9, 8, 9,
9?
8, 9.
That's good. Okay.
Right now, me mentally, I'm at like a 7,
7?
6.
That's valid.
7, 6 right now.
I'm like a 6.5.
That's like scratching 6.5,
Yeah,
scratching
6.5.
7. Yeah, front.
I ain't that bad, but you know. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the people who trying to see actually how you're doing mentally, and now look at the people who asking you what you're doing, because the ones who saying what you're doing are the ones who really don't really want to see you be great. So I don't really call people because it's like I call him. We talk every day, but it's different though because he's not my friend. This is my brother, so it's different. We don't even look at each other like friends. I have friends, bro. You feel me? I have friends, and I wasted a lot of money trying to make friends. When my mother told me I didn't really need friends, and now I'm actually seeing that. Because I lost a lot I lost more trying to have friends than I gained. And that's how I look at it.
Because the way how I see it too, like everybody, like everything is connected. Because especially like if you go on Instagram, the process they want it to be rushed, but like everybody career is different in some way. Like he might make a song, it might blow first thing. He get up. You might feel me have to sell like 40,000 shirts to get up. I might have to drop 100 episodes to get up. You might have to sell 2 cars. Everybody else is different, but it's more so don't worry about. That's why I think it worries too. Like the social media part is just worrying about people's lives
For sure.
other than yours, because at the end of the day, just because you like reshare or like post somebody else's life, it doesn't build your confidence. It's not going to build your confidence. Only thing it's going to do is lower your confidence. Because then when you realize certain rappers or like certain Instagram models or like whatever you want to call them, Instagram models, like females that like have a verification on Instagram or this, that, Twitter, whatever, social media, then you realize like how close they are in your age. Then you start realizing like, oh, like, damn, like I'm behind the 8 ball. But then again, don't never rush a process because you see somebody else is in like either a better situation because of you, because of the platform that they're on, because 9 times out of 10, they probably have more exposure and like more like help than we have like coming from the inner city. Because I personally believe that's how like certain people really have like mental breakdowns and stuff, because they stay worried about people's life, that some things you got to realize you just can't control. So like certain stuff you just gotta take on the chin and be like, all right, I just gotta grit through this. Like, and it feels at the end of the day though, I'm gonna be honest, when you grit and grind and you get in the studio, you make the shirts, you do your DJing, and I do the podcast. If you keep grinding and then you grind and you grind and you grind and then you finally get that call, bro, it feels so like, it feel like a weight is off your shoulders, because all that hard, I feel like the more you have to sacrifice and the more you put into yourself, and then at the end of the day, when you actually like get that phone call or you get that person, that famous person to invest in you, or just making more money than you expected, I feel like you feel better about yourself because of the journey that you took to get to that situation that you were in.
That too, and it's crazy because it's crazy you say that, right? Because, bro, you don't get rewarded without sacrificing. I don't think I've seen one person that just got like everything thrown in their lap without sacrificing something. In order to gain something, you gotta sacrifice something. Like even what you're talking about, like painting the images on like Instagram with like the women and stuff. Like I was talking to a lady the other day because I had a job interview, like a training or whatever, and we sat down. We had a conversation for like 30 minutes, and she talking like she don't really feel like she is beautiful as she could be. I said, why? She said because when she see like the cash dolls, the Asian dolls, but I'm like, you can't compare their I call it fake beauty because you gotta because they go through all them surgeries and all that. Me, I prefer the natural. I want to know what's
Right.
like. You feel me?
What do you really look like?
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I want to pick. I don't want you because your face. I want to pick you. I want to pick your mental. That's where the big mental. Because I want to see where you at mentally, not where you at. Where like what you could present yourself as. Because everybody has a mask. Everybody wears a mask. You got a persona that you carry to make people not see like, bro, I could be hurting right now, but you never know. I'm smiling, talking to y'all, telling
Right.
y'all.
That's a fact.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
The
Them,
happiest people go
you can
through
have
the
$1
most.
million. I know, feel me? You can have $1 million and still be lonely. It's crazy. You could be rich and be lonely. Like, that's why I don't really like the money like from rapping don't excite me. Like I don't look at rapping as a way to get money. I don't. I just want to tell my story so everybody can know who I am. So before Instagram could paint a picture of me and give me out to be this person, I'm gonna let you know who I am. You just gotta listen. And that's like for me, that's just me with my mental health. Like that's how I stay grounded. I'm gonna let you know who I am before somebody else could tell you.
I'm gonna just say one more thing, then we could probably move on to the next segment.
So, one more thing I think.
Okay. So, basically we all basically saying is, one, we are extremely young. How old are you?
Sure, 20.
20.
20. We all 20.
Bro, 19.
19 turning 20. March 12th, right?
August.
August, my bad.
August.
August
I know that
12th.
for a fact.
I'm sorry, bro. 1 month off. It's been a
1 month.
March. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Listen, we all 20. Look at Bill Gates, or look at what's the dude from
Apple.
Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Look at all these people who run these billion-dollar industries and in these companies. They all got on at like 40 years old, 40, 45. We're 20 years old and we're going through some of our trials and tribulations on business and this, that, and the third. We're doing it at a young age. When people were our ages, they probably partying, drinking, doing this, that, and the third, doing minimum wage job, which is not wrong with that, but they're not trying to actually set themselves up for the future.
But I think now, like what certain people, our generation too, though, they'd rather sacrifice now and then be set for later.
Some.
Some.
Of
That's why I
us,
said
and
some.
yeah.
Definitely some.
So that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
some.
We're sacrificing
For
now
fact.
so that we could be successful in the
Yeah.
beginning.
That's
So
definitely some.
our problem right now is that we're stressing ourselves out as if we're not extremely young, as
Nah,
if
for
we
sure.
don't have so much time. I mean, God forbid, but as long as we like we don't have so much time ahead of us. So like we all basically have been saying, we just gotta sometimes sit back and just say, hold on,
Gotta breathe, bro.
breathe, chill out. We 20 years old. We gonna figure it out. We're
Alright.
figuring it out now. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Going back to your point about how people really don't be checking on your mental, and, like,
tell you,
I feel
bro.
like that really resonated with me, like something crazy, like what you just said, like on some real shit. Cause like I ain't gonna lie, it definitely been days, like even as, like back in high school, bro, it'd be days where I be feeling like shit, but I come to school, I be laughing, giggling, kikiing, trying to make other people laugh, cause I feel like that's like a coping mechanism that I would like. That kind of worked for me, and it's like I don't feel like that's really something that people address too much. Like mental health is like something that people just kind of overlook and just be like, it is what it is. But
Sure,
I don't think
bro.
I feel like that should be like something that we really focus, like how we teach these basic courses in school, like math, science, stuff like that. Why do we teach a course about mental health, like people who suffer from depression, people who suffer from anxiety, schizophrenia, all these kind of psychological mental disorders? Why do we make an emphasis on that shit that actually matters? So people don't really people know how to deal with these kind of situations, because bro, it's people younger than us, people our age, taking their lives, losing their lives, putting themselves in like situations where they don't need to be in, or because they feel like they can't relate to other people, because we haven't made a focus on getting people who suffer from these mental conditions the help that they need. And I feel like there needs to be more an emphasis
For sure,
on that.
bro.
Especially men, we take up
For
70% of suicidals.
For sure.
And since you said that, it would be my job to check on you and Ryan more than rather just texting you about the podcast.
It makes sense.
Nah, for sure though.
No, definitely.
But you know why it's like that though. Before we get off the topic, it's like that though, cause you gotta look where we from. It's like we set up it's set up to be a box. It's like they want you to live inside this box, and they don't want you to expand your knowledge to get outside this box.
That crab in the
So
barrel mentality.
so the depression is gonna come because you don't know how to get out the box. That's why I say self-love is the most important love. You feel me? Because the depression comes from you not having nobody loving you, but you don't really need nobody to love you as long as you love yourself. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I've been at rock bottom before.
Definitely.
I've been to rock
Definitely
bottom
have.
before, but
Yeah,
the greatest thing I could tell you about rock bottom, bro, is nowhere else to go once you at rock bottom. You just go up from there.
Go up.
You feel me? So like when you was going to school, cause I was doing the same thing, bro. Even though I was playing, he'll tell you, even though we athletes playing, I was hurting, bro. I lost a lot of friends, like bro, I was hurting in school. Even now in college, bro, I still hurt. It's just, bro, I just take that pain and I just make champagne. Like I make the best out of everything, bro. You just gotta make the best out of everything, cause you breathing.
Because when I left Amistad, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. It felt like I was disappointing the whole basketball team, bro.
I mean, you
'cause I
kinda
left,
was.
Like after I left, here in front, cause coming in, I ain't even gonna lie, just the last thing. But coming in, bro, that class that we had, bro, I thought about time our junior. If everybody that stayed eligible, like junior and senior year, bro, we were supposed to have 2 rings at the least, bro.
Facts.
At the least, if everybody was to stay eligible, we were supposed to have 2 rings. So when I left, I'm like,
Literally, our class, if
Bro.
every single person was allowed to play,
bro, I swear to God,
Oh,
bro.
our team would've
when,
been crazy, bro.
when I left, and then that senior year, bro, when I seen they went to Mohegan, everybody was like,
Only if you was there.
bro, if you was there, if everybody was eligible, that just felt, bro, I swear to God, I went, like, when I found out they went to Mohegan, bro, I really just sat in my room and just like, yo, I've rushed the whole situation.
but it's okay because that wasn't your
Yeah,
your
Not
journey.
even
that,
though.
that wasn't my journey, though.
That wasn't
but
your journey.
Come on,
though.
man.
That
So
junk
it
just
don't
felt,
even matter.
it felt crazy, though, but
But-
that junk was nice, though.
Just-
Seeing them go, though,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
junk was nice, though. I ain't
Just
even gonna
one
lie.
more thing back to what he said, and then we can go to the Makai Bryant situation. The reason why, to piggyback off what you're saying, the reason why we don't even speak about our mental health is, well, me specifically, and a lot of men in our
Pride,
but also, I ain't have no man teach me how to get
For
into
sure.
touch with my feelings.
for sure.
I was raised by my mother.
Me too, bro.
No
so you know.
man has ever sat me down and showed me how to be a man. So therefore, I had to figure it out by myself. And when you figure, and you don't even have another man to sit here who've gone through what we've gone through. Every single man basically goes through the same trials and tribulations. So if you got a father, or uncle, whatever, I didn't have nobody to sit there and say, okay, so this is how it's gonna happen. When you get this age, you're probably gonna go through this, and this is how you deal with it. No. I had a mother, and growing up in a house full of women, you see how they react to certain situations. So when the way that they react is the way that you react. The reason why a lot of us men are emotional, but we're not emotional to the point where we're crying and stuff. We get angry,
Quick.
usually. So
Quick.
instead of actually having somebody who looks like us, because our mother can't tell us, oh, this is how you react to something, because you can hear what she's saying, but at the end of the day,
She can only do so much.
she can only say so much because she don't have the same burdens, have the same mentality, and go through the same stuff that we go through. So when you don't got bottom line is you don't got a man to show you, how can you really figure it out or be good at it? So it takes time.
It's crazy you say that though, right? Because you know how you get good at it, right? So you do everything that the man you didn't do. I didn't have a father, so feel me? So what I'm gonna do to make sure I don't make the same mistakes he made is you backtrack and you go down his road and then you see it from his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back to your reality and you be like, nah, I didn't want to do that. He cheated on my mother before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, so if I get the girl who's gonna be my significant other pregnant, okay, I'm not gonna walk out on my kid. So it's like you look at things like that. It's like you gotta look at it for the better. Okay, and I'm not gonna be angry because I was never angry that he left. I was mad that I didn't have a father figure, but I wasn't mad that he left because imagine if he would have stayed, then I probably wouldn't have been the same Tim. I wouldn't have been as hungry. I wouldn't have been as ambitious. I probably wouldn't even treat women how I treat women. Now that you wasn't there, I carry it different. It's like I look at women different. I love women different, as if he stayed.
But with the way that you're doing it now flip that. Like I've always there's been 2 ways you could go with the situation.
You can flip it.
You could flip it or you could follow it. Now me personally, my dad did 9 years and he came home when I was 9 and went right back
That's how mine
into
was,
jail.
right
This,
to
that, and the
jail,
third.
yeah.
So I didn't know how to treat a woman. And all the men in my family had multiple baby mothers and this, that, and the third. So you know me, straight being a hoe, doing this, that, and the third, playing with the females, whatever situation may be. So 1, I don't know how to treat a woman. 2, I don't know how to react with myself emotionally when it comes to being a man myself. 3, I don't have no guidance. And the 4th thing is, I'm really angry because I'm looking at my father like, so you didn't think about me before you did what you did to put yourself in that situation.
For sure. But then you go back to where you said, like, with your moms, right? So instead of putting your anger towards that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put your, not even anger, just put your, like, your stress towards, I'm not even going to say stress. Just put more of your shit towards your moms. Because my biggest fear is not death. We all die. My biggest fear is letting my mother down.
True.
That's my biggest fear, bro.
True.
I don't care about money, none of that. My biggest fear is letting her down, bro, because she worked too hard.
True.
I don't care about that nigga, bro, because at the end of the day, he did what he did. Thank you, Dad. I'm here. I'm living. You put me on earth for a reason.
True.
But at the end of the day, fuck him, bro, because now you got to look at your moms. You got to take care of your moms. That's the biggest thing, bro.
Of course.
That's the biggest thing. I don't care about him or what, because, bro, I got siblings I never met. For real, I got siblings I never
got
met.
too many siblings from my father. I have literally popping up to this day.
Promise you, bro. So I just tell
So-
you this, bro. As a brother, not even as friends, as a brother, because, bro, I knew you for a long time, too.
Right.
As a brother, just don't even use your pain toward him, because that pain going to go out the window.
I don't know more, but I'm saying growing up, those growing pains. When I was the most time I struggled was in middle school.
For sure.
So I was getting expelled, suspended. I had to go to juvenile centers, and it even diagnosed me with like ADHD. That's what they do. That's what they do to kids, to the black kids that they can't really control or really understand what they're going
They
through.
love saying
They
you got ADHD.
diagnose you with
Trying
ADHD.
to dope
So
you up with the same shit
you
they
go.
sent
I'm
you out
going.
of jail with.
That's the growing pain. So I'm saying is, if I had that guidance, I wouldn't have gone through what I've gone through. And now the stuff that I went through, and during that time, is the depression that goes through my head at this
sure.
time.
Not for
So
sure.
it's kind of like I'm getting through it, but I feel like it could have, like I said before, the previous podcast, if I had that guidance, I wouldn't have gone through it
could've
after
been.
stuff. And that's what I was saying. But we could.
You could go. You could start the next one.
Well, I'll just
Or,
explain
yeah.
it. The Ma'Khia Bryant situation basically was a young black girl. She was like
She was
16 years old. She called the police. She called she called the police. But the problem when you call the police is that when they respond, they don't know about the situation. So she called and said, "I'm getting jumped by 2 girls," and then she proceeded to grab a knife and attack one of the girls. But then the cop pulled up. He didn't know who called or the situation. He just saw a girl with a knife about to stab
He
another
did
girl.
tell her, hey, yo,
And
but-
he told her to stop. And so he saw that, and
So,
then he
I
just
mean-
shot her 4 times. So however y'all feel about the situation, y'all go ahead
To
and
be
talk about it.
honest, I don't think the cop was really wrong in how he like reacted.
His reaction was wrong. He should have never shot her 5 times.
Okay, yeah, maybe shooting her 5 times, that's
times.
the excessive.
4 times. 4 times.
Okay, shooting her 4 times may have been excessive, but at the same time, like, if he didn't stop her, what would happen to that girl? Like, if he didn't
Probably would've
intervene
stabbed
some
the
way,
other girl.
it would have been like, story would have been like if the cop didn't intervene, the cop let another girl get stabbed, the cop intervened, she unfortunately passed away, which is, nobody wants that, but think about it. If I'm a parent and my daughter is the girl that's about to get stabbed, and a cop is right there and does nothing, I'd be very upset with the police officer for
that's-
not intervening and doing his job.
That's for sure.
Now, if I'm Ma'Khia, first of all, did y'all see that video? What was the parents doing? I'd be wondering that. What was the parents doing?
I feel like it's all the parents' fault.
Yeah,
It's not the cop fault.
yeah,
It's not nobody's
It's-
fault.
It's
the
a lot of
parents-
stuff
it's the
missing, but
parents'
they
fault.
said that the parents were like, they were her adopted parents, but they was just standing there in the video.
Bro, did y'all see the one dude who started kicking the girl in
Yeah,
the video?
a grown man kicking a little
Kicking a
girl. in
little
the head.
girl.
Like at that point, I feel like when
Y'all
are we
enabled
gonna
that situation
when
to
are we
happen.
gonna start holding our communities accountable for how we handle situations?
Like,
That's the
everything
thing,
ain't
bro.
on the cops, bro. Like, we need to stop
Exactly.
doing that, bro. Everything not on the cops.
Yeah, and then I was gonna ask just like a question, like, what could we do more, like as a whole, like African American or minority like group?
Want me to be honest?
You could just say anything, like
Be accountable.
What do we have to do more
That's it.
to
That's-
like avoid these certain situations?
I feel like, well, to avoid these certain, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's not instances.
Yeah, there are instances
with
where
police
it's-
officers
yeah,
like
okay.
you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like our skin is a huge factor. But what I will say in this particular situation is, first, the community needs to be accountable. Instead of rushing and saying that police officer did that, this, and third wrong, why are we not holding the parents accountable for what happened?
That was my first go-to.
Why is it not a big uproar and this, that, and the third? And to go back what you were saying, okay, what if the cop didn't shoot her, the cop didn't do anything, and she stabbed the other girl? Will it still be Black Lives Matter if the other girl got stabbed and died? Was the cop supposed to let the other girl get stabbed and die?
It's crazy, bro.
So it's kind of like, what do you want the cop to do? I don't think that he should have shot her 4 times, but cops have a
tasers. He could have tased her.
Yeah, but
taser gun. He could have tased her.
I feel like we always say you could have tased her, you could have shot her in the leg, this, that, and the third. But when you're in a high pressure situation, as a police officer,
they're trained not to shoot.
As a police officer, when you're in a high pressure situation, it's kind of hard to say. Like, y'all ever been around when people start shooting? It's kind of, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if you see somebody trying to stab you. Their job is to protect and serve. Now, I understand that the argument against it is that, oh, whenever we have knives or whenever this, that, and the third, we get killed. But mass shooters get walked around, asked if they want McDonald's, want waters, and there's dudes that waving knives in front of the cop's face and this, that, and the third. They're wrong. They're wrong. Just like this situation was wrong as well.
And then I also feel like with that situation though, if you like everything is like I'm saying like certain cops and also too like certain cops are very uneducated and very ignorant. So that with that being said, sometimes like I feel like try to avoid, like my advice would be like as a minority race, just try to avoid like every situation you can possible, because sometimes like even when you get pulled over, just try like pull out your phone just to record, but then at the end of the day like sometimes just try to comply, because at the end of the day that traffic stop could just end your whole life just because you move like an inch the wrong way. Like, I don't know if anybody watched The Hate You Give. Like, the girl in the passenger seat just told him, stay still. But
picked up his brush
yeah,
and
he
he
picked
shot
up his
him.
brush, and the cop thought it was a gun, and he shot him. But then the only reason and then I also would say, like, as parents, train your kids to just be prepared for certain events like being pulled over and stuff like that. Because I'm not saying, like, I feel like it's more so because just you never know.
It's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, like sometimes we just gotta know, like that's the world we're in right now with police.
Exactly.
And it's making me like because like I feel like if you're supposed to protect and serve, it should be no way that every time you pull an African American or minority over, they like feel as though like this might be my last like breath or like something like that. So I feel like train your kids young. Like if you're an African American like parents, train them young just to be prepared for like traffic stops or something like that, and just tell them to comply as much as they can, because at the end of the day, they have the upper hand at the moment just because they're a police officer. So
For sure.
I just feel like it is making me like shaking, because personally I want to be a lawyer, but every time somebody dies, like I could never watch the video like when it first come out. Like I could never watch the video because I already know it has to be involved with like a cop, and it makes me like shaking up a little bit, because like that could be any of us, like everybody around that age, like even. Bro, it's just crazy like how the world we live in now, that sometimes when you just get pulled over by like a police officer or any officer in general, that you could just like die.
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
One
Like,
move.
The way I look at the whole situation with the cops, like what you were saying, like how we can make like the community better, or like how we could do that. I just feel as if, bro, we all come from the same place, so we know it's like you could say what you want to happen or what you think should happen. But we all know in the back of our minds and our hearts, it's like it take a village to raise somebody.
Exactly.
And when that village getting burned down, it's separated by the people who live in the village. It's like it ain't but much you could do. So the cops gonna keep getting away with it. Why? Because we scream Black Lives Matter, but when you look at the ratios and the numbers, we still killing each other more than the cops killing us.
Black Lives not even black.
Because there's not protests every single time a black kid die in our city.
You feel me?
Black Lives Matter.
So do it really matter, or does it matter when a white person kills us?
You feel what
or
I'm
when
saying?
a police
Black
officer
Lives
kills
Matter
us?
is backed by a bunch of white people.
Like,
So first of all, we could start right there.
I never really listen. I always had an issue with Black Lives Matter because yes, police officers do kill us, and yes, police brutality
kill
is a
each other
big
more than
thing.
the
But
police
we
kill
kill each
us.
other way more, and our communities are way more messed up. Black Lives Matter should not be a focal point on police brutality. It should be a focal point on healing the community.
And it's crazy you say that, right?
Backlash on saying that on Facebook.
It's crazy you say that, right? Because watch this. I watched the video.
Niggas
don't
is
think,
ignorant.
man.
They don't
Niggas
think.
ignorant.
I watched the video the other day, right, of a clan leader, because I be in tune with like the history, and I watched it for like 45 minutes, and he was talking. He was like, we don't hang Negroes no more. We don't even kill Negroes no more. All we do is put drugs and we put guns in their community and we watch them kill themselves.
Like,
They don't gotta do nothing.
I watched the video.
Cops
the
could
other day.
stop killing us, and it will still be maybe 2,000 plus
Bodies.
deaths, bodies.
You called me the other day. I
Right
ain't
now,
gonna
in
lie.
Philly, there's 400. They on pace to have 400 murders.
He saved my life the other day. Not to say even if I stayed, I would have got. But he saved my life the other day. I was bowling
Mill
that.
Rock.
I was
I was at
pooping that
Mill
Mill
Rock
Rock.
too.
He saved my life the other day. He said, "Yo, bro, come on, we
minute I left,
leaving."
They started shooting.
You feel me? So it's like I always think about wrong place, wrong time. And it's like, how could we be the change? How could we want change and nobody's changing? We could talk about it until we blue in the face, but I don't never see no action. Like we could start something for sure. Like I do that. Like when I go back to like where I'm from, like, and I go look at the kids, like they need dollars or whatever, go to the store, I give it to them or whatever, cause I want to be that big bro that they don't got, cause I didn't have that.
Leading by example.
Yeah, you feel me? I didn't have that. So it's like only one man can't do everything.
One man can't do it all. That's why I feel like us right now, what we doing right now. Look
Voice of the youth.
Look,
That's what I'm saying.
I tell you
Bro,
right
listen,
now, I'm
right?
the voice of
Look how
CT.
they- look
I
how they-
tell you this
look how
right
they looking
now.
at you. Listen, look. You got another kid right now who probably going through what you going through, or going through what we have gone through, and like, oh look, Nas got a podcast.
I tell you
sure.
right now, I'm the
People
voice
looking at
of
me what I
CT.
gone through. People, when they know I'm growing up. They know me growing up.
Watch this, though.
They like, oh, he was bad. He was this, that, and the third. This boy was wild.
Bro,
He got an LLC. He got a business now. I could
Voice
do it.
of
If he could do
CT.
it, I could do
And
it.
it's crazy
Look
he
at him. He
said that,
rapping
bro.
and this, that, and the
It's
third.
crazy he said that.
He got DJ. Come on, man.
Cause you know how Dirk be like voice of the trenches, right? So I was talking to this dude. He was like, "You could be the voice of the trenches here." I said, "Nah, bro. I don't want to be the voice of the trenches. Just call me the voice of the youth." It's crazy
That's
that
what
you
I'm
said that.
saying. That's why my business is called Young Black America.
And
For
plus,
real.
you be like, couple things. I saw a video the other day, right? Like in the 2-5 with this boy.
Getting beat up.
Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
And I'm just like-
I ain't want to watch it.
I
saw
watched it.
though.
I'm just
I was
like, damn, like this really like
That's somebody kid.
exactly. This is somebody kid. That's somebody nephew. Somebody's son.
For sure.
And it's like to see like people recording that and then see people laughing about
where the
that kind of
parents at?
stuff. I'd be like, yo, first of all, like if that was you in that situation, how would you feel? Somebody recorded you getting jumping, bro. Bro he ate them punches too. Ate them
I ain't
shits.
even hold
Got
you.
back up for me. They
him on
jumped
the
him
chin.
again. Ate them. He took them on the chin. So I respect that. But it's the fact that we continuously like kind of we glorify situations like this. Like
Yeah,
why do
violence.
we
It's crazy.
constantly glorify ignorant shit in our communities? Then what's so crazy? We continuously glorify ignorant shit. Then we blame everybody else for like how our ethnic image is when we constantly are promoting the same ignorant shit that
It's
gets
crazy,
us looked
bro.
at like this.
Cause we're not even gonna say that we blame everybody. Cause it's like we don't blame the black people for when the black people do shit. We just blame the white people for when
Exactly.
the white people do shit.
Exactly. We blame
It's
Or
crazy.
even when we killing ourselves, we blame the white people. For
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So it's like
I get it. I get systemic racism, and I'm not saying that stuff don't exist, and I'm not saying that we don't have
That can't
a
be the
bad
excuse for
hand,
everything.
but we cannot continue to use that as an excuse. Tell me how in the 50s every single ratio and every single statistic was better, but yet they would have threats of getting lynched. They didn't have actual civil rights, equality, but the black marriage in the
Unity,
household
bro.
was high.
It was like black women were like 80% rate back then.
The black community in our economy was high. Everything was completely better. It was a whole different shift. But they were going through way more worse traumatic experiences than us.
Unity. And it's crazy because the struggle's
So how
supposed
can
to
they do it, but we can't?
Cause it's like, right, the struggle really supposed to bring you together. That's how I feel. I feel like the struggle not supposed to break you apart. It's really supposed to bring you together. And that was crazy because like watching that in the 50s and slavery, the struggle brought them together. It made them unified.
They
We
have no
can't be
choice.
unified here because it's like everybody wants to be top dog, whether you in the streets, whatever your craft is. Everybody wants to be top
That shit
dog.
is so
Nobody wants to
lame
be
to me,
like.
bro.
Nobody wants to play a role. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to have a
Everybody-
role.
People here play a role and they automatically think it's negative. Bro,
No.
playing a role is not negative. It's just knowing, okay, this is where I'm gonna strive at. This is where I'm best at. Let me sit in this pocket and let me be my best in this situation. Or this is somebody who's, like you said, you excel in rapping. You excel in your business. We excel in the podcast, DJing. Everybody got their own pocket that they can excel at. But at the end of the day, there's still a common goal. Like,
You gotta play the
that's
you
what
gotta
I'm
play the,
saying.
like I
Yeah,
played my
also-
role. I played my role well. I feel with the music because he'll tell you I took 2 years off because music wasn't my only outlet. I was playing basketball, so I took 2 years off to really let everybody who rapping was like their only thing they had to try to bring some light towards them. So I took 2 years off, but then I felt as if I let myself down by taking 2 years off.
But
You feel what I'm saying?
I also think, then back to what Ryan said, we don't have no civil rights activists that
sure.
like
We got no,
Leaders.
we got no Martin Luther King, no
leaders.
Malcolm
Like,
X's.
that's how I feel about this generation as a whole. Cause then I'm so.
Not even activists,
The
bro.
problem is we do have
need
leaders.
Yeah,
we
have
do have leaders, but
but-
the leader is in our
Negative leaders, you feel me?
For the girls growing up, Cardi B.
Yeah,
You feel me?
and
For
Wow, yeah.
for the boys right now, young boys and
then
stuff like that.
on top
Stop
of that,
looking up.
just like even when like I think one day I posted on Facebook, I was like, how does Black Lives Matter like relate to like people killing black people? So then like a couple like people that I knew from a neighborhood says it's immune, and it's sad that it's true that right now it's immune to black people killing black people.
For sure.
But then it's crazy because if you look at past tense, like before our generation, like the Martin Luther King, like, bro, the only reason why we not moving up, bro, because we gonna keep killing each other. Like, I don't think people are seeing the bigger picture of like the whole thing. Like if we keep, the only reason why they was like so strong, bro, is because they were together. They had different like civil rights
They had roles,
leaders.
bro.
So they
Everybody
have
played that
at a
role.
different time, bro. They had roles that they had it was Rosa X. It was a lot
They
of
had
them.
mad at him. It was just
It was mad
everybody.
of them. They was just playing their
They was
role.
play-
Like, they did what they had to
And
do.
they played it well.
Because at the end of the day, they were fighting for what we like.
Same
The
thing.
bigger
Like
picture.
what we doing now. Like they're fighting for what we got now. So Martin Luther King said his goal was to integrate schools. He integrated the schools. Rosa Parks, everybody could see anywhere they want. But
I mean,
it was a person before her. But
Side note, I think
she was
integration is probably the worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
to us, though.
definitely was.
It's sad though,
But
bro.
I'm just saying, like, bro, we're not like in my eyes, like if this generation is gonna keep continuing to kill each other, our generation is gonna be rotten with like the mindset that, bro, we're not gonna like if we don't help each other like as a whole, if we keep dividing by streets, like people don't even own like neighborhoods and stuff like that by killing and shooting each other.
Yep.
Bro, I lost so many close friends by just over street stuff, over stuff that feel me could have been talked about. Like
Over girls.
stuff like that, like
Listen, man.
simple stuff like. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Don't do it, bro. Cause at the end of the day, it's either you gonna serve jail time or you gonna like be going through stuff that you shouldn't even be going through. Like, nobody should feel some type of way about something they said to another dude. And bro, at the end of the day, we're all from the same place. We're all from either like inner city or New Haven, any inner city. It doesn't even matter where you're watching this from, any inner city. So I feel as though as long as we stay separate, as long as we try to keep them streets, them little gang signs, them little gang, nothing is gonna be done.
Shit.
I mean, to be
It's
honest,
like nothing's gonna be done. Nothing's gonna progress
gonna
at
go
all.
nowhere.
We're not
Key
gonna. We're gonna
word-
be stuck. We're gonna be
Keyword
stuck.
is comfortable. You know, it's never going to change. Why? Because Martin Luther King got us to be able to be with everybody. So now we're comfortable.
Bro, but
We're never going to
it's-
elevate because people are comfortable.
And it's
feel
bothering.
me?
I think it only bothers me because, bro, if you think about the only time we really come together as African American like people, in general, is just another black person gets killed.
Dying. You heard me.
No, by a police officer. But if another black person kills another
It's
black
cool.
person, it's bro.
shoved under the rug.
Hey,
yeah,
man.
bro. It's,
Listen, man, I
we're
look
gonna
at-
take it on the chin, bro. That's the streets.
Or niggas die every day.
Niggas
B.
die every day.
It's like this, bro. You die, they go to the. You die, they come to
No,
the funeral. They act like they love you.
No,
You
bro.
forgot.
That
3
junk-
months. 3 months pass, and everybody forget about you, and everybody go on with their life.
Bro,
And
that
it
junk
is-
bothers me, bro. I
And
swear
the thing
it
is
does,
that
fam.
with that whole situation, bro, it's ignorance breeds ignorance, bro.
For sure.
Like how if I was for me like in a situation where I had power to really kind of control the situation, bro. I tell you, I'm gonna be radical with it. All these people who out here killing her in our community, bro, they gotta go. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like they got to go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to work with people who, feel me? Like maybe that kid, like he's kind of like on the, the curvy path. But for me, I could get him on the straight and narrow. For me, we could work with him. I could teach him how to, be a man. Teach him how shit actually works in life. But these niggas who just want to breed this constant ignorance, who
just-
constantly want to promote ignorance, all this violence, shooting, drugs, killing it, like that shit is so whack to me,
So
bro.
played
Like,
out.
That's for
that
sure.
shit is so played out and whack, and I just be like, bro, this is kind of shit that y'all really want to live for yourself, cause, bro, living in that lifestyle, bro, that shit is not fun,
You end
bro.
up two places, bro.
Either in jail,
or
The
dead,
lowest-
bro.
like,
The
Jail or
lowest life
dead, bro.
expectancy, you're not gonna have a high
For
life
sure.
expectancy.
I'm just
Jail or
like,
dead, bro.
when
That's
I
the only
see,
two
like,
places,
especially like niggas in Chicago, bro. Like I be seeing that. I'm just like, I would hate to live my life every day knowing
That
like,
you gotta
having
have a gun. You gotta have a gun
or
on
I
you,
gotta
for
look
sure.
over my shoulder to see somebody trying to be after. Like I would hate to live like that. And it's the fact that people, like I see this shit in Haven so much too. Like people try to create these kind of fallacies. Like that shit actually cool, bro. That shit
Bro.
not cool.
And it's
bro.
crazy
You
though, cause
losing
like you
friends,
could
man.
have a strong mind. Like y'all 3+ months, you have a strong mind, King. So it's like you know what's right and you know what's wrong, but it's like you can't even dwell on it. And you can't stress yourself because you can't really help nobody who don't want to help theyself. You feel what I'm
That's what
saying?
they gotta. If that was me, I'd have told them, bro, you gotta
You
go.
feel me?
They got to
Facts.
go.
It's the same niggas that was doing the same shit that I was doing back when I was getting in trouble. They see, I went two, like you said, you could go two routes. Either you could, figure shit out, like you said, be
Yeah.
strong minded. A lot of times, we all was really looking to be accepted. Like I
For
said,
sure.
we ain't really have no male guidance. So sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you, I did some stupid shit,
Hell yeah, we
did
do
some
this
dirt,
stupid
like
shit.
just to fit in, just to do shit. But like you said, when you finally get that strong mind, the same people that I was doing the same shit with, now they either locked up
Or they
or they dead. Me, I'm doing different shit. You feel what I'm saying? So at some point you gotta grow up, and I'm happy that I went through what I went through at such a young age, because now people are
That
going
shit
through what I'm
build you,
going.
for real.
Some people are going through what I went through.
And you could teach
at-
them now.
at
You could
20.
really teach them.
But I'm saying that's
Nah,
true.
teach
But
'em.
now people are going through what I went through at this age, and it's harder to break it at this age than it is at 12, 13.
And I'm just like, and I see this.
So-
shit. I see niggas my age that's being like in and out of jail. I'm just like, bro, like you can't like that shit, bro. There's no way that you like constantly having your freedom taken away from you. Like at some
It's like
point,
they brainwash. I feel like at this
that
point.
shit is just so weird to me, bro. Like I be seeing people coming in and
Like,
in
I
and
try
out
to-
of jail,
I-
in and out of
honestly-
jail, in and out of
honestly,
jail.
too.
I'm just like, come on, bro.
I tried to tell my little mans. I told him, because I got a couple little dudes. They like posting guns.
Nah, for sure, bro. I got something like that too, for sure.
I'm like, look, you could do whatever you want to do. And at first I tell them, I don't condone what you're doing.
Hell
First,
no.
but be smart. At first, like,
Don't
why
post-
are you
why you
posting
posting
guns
the
on
gun
social
and then
media?
post your
Like,
face in the camera?
like police. I try to tell them, I say, little bro, put the gun away. First, put the gun down. But if you're gonna do what you're gonna do, why are you posting the guns?
No, fuck the.
But my
Why
thing
you
is-
posting with your face in the camera?
I mean, to be honest,
Stop
bro,
doing
it's-
that. Like, be smart.
Trying to be
be
cool,
honest,
bro.
it's not even trying to be cool, bro. So when you look at the rappers and what certain rappers do, and they're posting the guns and they're posting their face with ski masks
They think
on,
this shit is cool.
bro, they think it's cool, bro. And then that's why I think if we had like one Martin Luther King of like our generation, like one person that really,
And it's like,
I'm not saying like I'm the voice of CT, bro. I'm gonna hold that.
Nah,
saying-
say that shit.
I'ma
You gotta
hold
say
that
that.
saying.
voice.
'Cause I'ma hold the voice of the youth.
saying.
So
Be the-
go ahead,
you
hold
gotta
that.
be the
that
voice.
saying.
Hold
I'm
that.
a voice of CT because
We
Hold
all
that.
got power.
because
For
at
sure.
the end of the day, bro, if I could change this if I could change these two, like we just don't, if I could change these two people, like mindsets of like not being in the streets, I would. Like if I would, I could. Like if I could, I would. Anything, bro.
It go right
'Cause
back to that. Exactly.
I think of anything because at the end of the day, your life, you only get one.
For sure.
So you posting that gun,
That shit could end your life
whole
for
life
real.
up.
it could end your
Not even
life,
just now,
bro.
but just
not,
later
your
on.
whole
not
life
even
up.
your life. They could just be waiting for you to get
Waiting
a
for
certain
you.
age,
And then like, oh, go
go
grab
to
him,
you.
go grab him.
Then
That's
it's
what I'm
over.
saying.
So y'all looking
be
at these,
smart with the
y'all
shit
looking
you
at
do
these
at least,
rappers.
man.
y'all looking at these rappers and bro, rappers' lifestyle 9 times out of 10, bro.
Ain't even really like
They're
that.
not living that life. There's no way that a rapper, you can't have 10 bodies, sell 30 kilos of cocaine
And you're not in
run the
prison,
whole
bro.
entire hood while being a millionaire rapper on the industry. You can't do all that.
And the thing that
so
hurt me
stop,
the most,
stop
though-
acting like these people are doing what they're
sure.
doing because they're just rapping that lifestyle.
And it ain't even them. And
Like-
what hurt me the most
like,
though
come on.
is when they be rapping. Like what hurt me the most is that they really glorify like downgrading women. Like that be really hurting me the most. Cause it's like we see guns. Okay, we see the drugs. We're around it. We were brought up around this. This is regular.
Exactly.
But I just feel like when you come from like when you have like a single like when you grow up like
With
we
the
all with the
moms, yeah,
moms
yeah.
like and then I be hearing them talk about like how they just be like downgrading like bitch this.
Like I don't even like using that word.
Bro,
I
I'm
tried
feel
not
me,
to use that
bro?
word.
To be honest,
I
bro,
say
that,
young lady.
That word is
I
not
say-
even, bro.
I say
You feel
young
me?
I'ma
ladies.
be honest.
I cannot say bitch no more. I
That
cannot.
word-
I
You
cannot
feel me?
refer to a girl as bitch
Bro,
no
if you're
more.
with
When
me,
I was
bro-
young, I was just you saying it just
Bro,
to
if you
say
with me,
it.
bro,
But
that
now,
whole
like,
word
That word is not allowed.
is not even.
It's not
when they
allowed.
say,
bro.
when my mans be like, oh, that bitch crazy. I'm like,
I'll be
why
like,
she gotta be
bro.
like, why you
I'll
gotta
be
call
like,
her a bitch?
I'll be like, bro, like, fam, bro, that's somebody's child, that's
Like,
somebody's
my daughter.
sister,
And I'm
that's
starting to get
somebody's
the
daughter.
same way with the N word. Like, I don't feel like,
Bro.
I feel like,
'Cause
it's
you-
hard to like. Listen, I'm trying to cut it off,
I'ma be
but it's
honest,
hard
bro.
to say it.
That,
Stop.
that too. I'm trying to stop that
Because
too.
I feel like we
'Cause when
shouldn't be
Kyrie-
talking to each other like.
I think I was watching a basketball game.
Oh, with
on
Kyrie,
because when he
Schroeder?
broke it down, when Kyrie broke it down to me, I'm like,
But I've been thinking
I've
like
been-
that.
I've
And I've been
been
thinking
like,
about
bro.
like first, you can't change a word like that and turn it into a term of endearment. It's just not. It doesn't make
sure.
any sense. You can't. That's like taking a shit and putting perfume on it and calling it something new. No, that's not how it's gonna be. The N word is just the N word. It's just a difference. It's an A and an E in the ER.
For sure.
So like
Like it's a lot of things I stopped saying.
We-
like,
we gotta-
like I stopped.
it's
I
about
would
it's
say I
just about
stopped,
growing,
but like
bro. But
I
like, we
stopped throwing Franks as much because like that shit really disrespectful. Can't front like throwing Franks. You tell somebody to suck your dick, bro. That's disrespect. Like I kind of really cut back on saying that. Like, and even when I don't like when girls call me nigga, bro. Like I don't like that. I mean, like I know you girls don't like when I try. I'm not gonna lie. For me, I do use like I say bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
I try not to say it.
I try not to say it though, but like sometimes it just be coming out for me like.
But I like that you honest though.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like you feel me?
Like it
I mean,
come
listen.
out
Like I said,
sometimes,
we
you know
so
what I mean?
young. We still growing. So it's not wrong with still making mistakes.
but thanks for tuning in to the 411 podcast. Like and subscribe. 411
Gangsta.
podcast, YouTube.